Diane and Denmark here, and rah rah rah, it's the start of a new week, which as you know means the start of a new Flylady Zone. And this week we're doubling up on all the goodness because we're actually covering 2 zones this week. We're crossing from one month to another, which means that we're going to be in zone 5 for the first couple of days of the end of the month, and then into zone 1 for the first couple of days of the new month. Now listen, don't get all worried about it and think, just, you know, we're going to do it together and we're just going to do a little bit. And just because, you know, it is summer vacation, my kids are still sleeping. And I just wanted to get a few ground rules straight here, a wee bit of housekeeping. Because I'm, you know, as you know, I'm on Instagram and I'm here on YouTube. I get lots of questions. I'm also in some other Flylady groups on Facebook, you know, the French group and the Swedish group. And I notice something that comes up all the time, this thing about, oh, how much time have we to spend cleaning, you know, in each zone? Is it 15 minutes a day? And, oh, you know, I can't get through the detailed cleaning list. You've got to back up a bit here and remember that the Flylady system is a way to stop you getting caught in that perfectionism of having to clean all the things all the time. Now, you see my videos and I keep them short and sweet to 15 minutes. I do that for 2 reasons. First, well, you know, I film in real time. I'm not doing the speeded up thing, because I want to show you the power of just setting your timer, you know, whatever timer you've got, like my new fancy ones. Hold on, let me just grab them. These ones. Remember, these are my fancy 5-minute and 15-minute timers. And I do it for 2 reasons, because I don't want you sitting here on YouTube all day watching me clean or declutter or whatever it is. And I want to show you that if you can just do like 15 minutes once a week in the zone, that really is the best start. Because I know a lot of you, especially you know, in a few weeks' time when the kids are back to school, you'll be right. Now I'm going to get organised. This is going to be the time, and then you throw yourselves into doing like an hour decluttering all the stuff that you've got and scrubbing everything to within an inch of its life. But what ends up happening is, and I know this because I used to be a Flylady mentor. I mean, I've mentored ladies one-on-one, and I'm hopefully mentoring you lot via the power of YouTube. What happens is that you go into this fury of cleaning everything, wanting to organise everything, and you stick with Flylady maybe for, you know, 2 weeks or a month, but then you get so overwhelmed with, oh, having to, you know, follow it to the letter that you just kind of, then you fall off the wagon again. And that's not the way to get results. Well, I mean, of course you'll see results. I mean, if you clean every day for a week, of course you're going to see results, but you're not going to get the lasting benefits. And what we want, I mean, doing the Flylady like that is just the same as every other method that you've done that hasn't worked, because you go on it full on and then you fall off. What I'm trying to show you here is what works for me. I mean, my house isn't spotlessly clean, but you know, what Marla says, good enough is good enough, and that's really what we've got to go for here. If you're watching this video today, you know, grab a bag. We're going to be working a couple of zones. We'll declutter what we can. If you want to go ahead and clean, if you want to go ahead and clean, you know, I've got a whole playlist for that. I'll put the link up there. There's a whole list of me, you know, cleaning in the Flylady Zones. But I wanted to just get through to you that, you know, I'm on summer vacation. We were away in Greece and we're in Sweden last week. And you probably saw me posting on Instagram. When we got back here, we haven't really been around, but you know, there's a few little flies lying around, and the floor gets a bit messy. We're in and out all the time. And all I did was I set my timer for 5 minutes and did 5 minutes on each of the weekly home blessing tasks, and the place looked great and I felt great, and I wasn't, you know, sweating over things. You know, if you're on holiday right now, that's fine. Just do the bare minimum. And the other thing, now I've been talking for so, I just wanted to get that clear because, you know, a lot of you push yourself so hard. If you are on a holiday with the kids right now, just stick to your routines. You know, don't worry about detailed cleaning and detailed decluttering. You'll get to that, you know, when things get a bit more normal again. Stick to the routines. You get dressed to shoes. You put on, you know, I've got my load of laundry. My lol is running. It's on the final spin, and when I upload this video, I will be hanging outside. Dishwasher is run and emptied. What else? I know what's for dinner, and basically if you just stick to that, you know, things will just run along nicely. If you haven't yet got your routines written down, maybe this is the time for you to sit down with a pencil and paper for 5 minutes and just write them down, because during the holidays we do tend to go into that vacation mode and not want to do anything. But if you're not doing a load of laundry and not, you know, loading up the dishwasher, washing the dishes, things are going to really slide backwards very, very fast, and that isn't fun for anybody, especially mum. Anyway, let's get on with things. As I said, this is a crossover week. If you want to do zone 5, which is the living room, and just work on that, that's fine. If you only don't want to do zone 1, which is the entryway, the dining room and the hall, do that. I'm going to do probably 5 minutes in each place and we'll see what we find. So hey ho, off we go, and I've got a couple of bags and let's get started. Right, are we filming? We're filming. Okay, so this is the living room, zone 5. As you can see, there's not really much in here. We put away things at the end of the day when we're finished with them. So this is what it looks like when I come down in the morning. The other area is zone 1 through in the dining room. You saw me doing a 5-minute declutter there last month. Gosh, is it already that long ago? Where you were wanting me to keep those decanters, remember? And I told you off because you can't tell me what to keep. You keep what you use and love, and if you're not using it, not loving it, hand it on to somebody else. Anyway, it doesn't really look like there's any clutter in here. I'm going to probably do a drawer over there, but I'm just going to set my timer for 5 minutes. I'm going to start with my pamper basket because I know there's stuff in there that can probably go. So let me sit down. Right, timer's running. Oh, you need to excuse me here. It's so humid today and I'm feeling again like you could just kind of pour me into a cup. Anyway, my wee pamper basket. In here I've got my cordless headphones that I got for my birthday, which I love. I can just kind of walk around the house and do hoovering and not have to worry about, you know, necklaces and cords getting stuck. So my headphones that I got for my birthday. Some cream that I just sit and sometimes put in my hands or put in my feet, that can stay. A charger, because I kind of, this is my seat where I sit. Local newspaper, I'm going to read that, and I had this one, I've had this since the last clothes swap. I don't know why I was hanging on to it. There must have been something else that I needed to keep. I'm going to read it today, and if not, it goes out. If you've got lots of newspapers, I mean, you've really got to bite the bullet sometimes and say, is it still, you know, up to date, the news that you're reading, you know, I mean, if it's like 2 weeks old, get those papers out of here. Right, now actually, this was a bit silly because I read this book before the holidays, and it's a library book, and I should have had that in my library. I've got a basket here behind me of library books. That should have gone in there because I was at the library on Saturday, if you saw me on Instagram. So anyway, that's going for my library thing. And this is a magazine that I picked up in Sweden. Oh no, hold on, it's Danish. Where did I get that? No, I can't remember. Kind of garden stuff. Oh, another one, I'll have a quick flick through today, and if not, it goes out. This was one of those funny books that I picked up at the book exchange. You know, we have these book exchanges in our commune where you can just come and take. And it was fun for a while. It's like from 1950s, and it's like a different dish for every day, and the stuff was so weird. Anyway, I've had my fun with that. I don't need to hang on to it. So that's going back to the book exchange. iPad, this is my son's very old iPad, cracked, but it's useful for me. that can stay. Oh, this is another one that I picked up at the book exchange. I quite like these old books, but I don't need to hang on to them. So I've had my fun with that. I've been reading that. I just love the names of some of the stuff. So that can also go to the book exchange. So when I'm going out on Thursday errand day, or next time I'm out on my bike. Now this is for hands-free, some kind of little pouch for something. I can't even remember what that is. I'll hold on to it just now. And then the last thing I've got in here, a wee bit of old elastic bands that is burst. Another charger, that one can go in the kitchen drawer. I need 2 chargers in this basket. Notes. Oh, I know what that's what we, a menu, a special menu that I had. I'm going to add that. It actually says Easter. So I should have been tidying this up before. That will just go with my menu planning stuff, because it's always good to look back at what worked and what didn't work for high days and holidays. Anyway, I've got my wee notebooks in here. Nail file, that can stay. Chewing gum. Oh, my favourite, what do you use on? When I can have a tipple. No, actually I'm just going to put a wee drop of it on. Phew. A sleep mask for when I'm kind of having a wee doze here. Extra headphones, I'll hold on to those just now. Some post-it notes, yes. And I had these, I've got a couple of pencils which are fine. Well, I've got the nib of another one, that can go out. But you know what, I'm not kind of doing any drawing or colouring. I did have those in my pamper basket ages ago. I haven't used them, so off they go. And I think I'll ask my daughter if she wants them, but she's probably we'll probably hand those on to the wee kids that I know, because some of them are quite good. I'll keep the office pencils because I use those a lot in the kitchen and other places, but this one can go. And the Hello Kitty, the wee girl will like that. That was one that belonged to my daughter. So, okay, so those are a giveaway. So I've got quite a few giveaway items there. And this is going back. Actually, I might put my charger in there. Great. And I've got a few things to read when I'm next on my break. These will be read when I'm having a break. Oh, right. Time's up. So that was the 5 minutes. And you know what, you only need 5 minutes to have a look, and just do one area. We don't need to be doing the whole of the living room or the whole of the dining room, just 5 minutes. And I keep my kind of junk together. As you can see, it all ends up in my basket. It doesn't end up, on top of the piano and on top of the chest of drawers and on the windowsills. It all ends up here, so I've kind of got controlled mess, if that makes sense. Anyway, hey-ho, onwards and upwards, and let's move on to another area. So let me just stop just now. Okay, I've restarted the timer, and I'm now moving into zone 1, which is entryway, the dining room, and porch or entrance to the house, whatever you have. Or you may want to do, maybe if you come in through the garage, something like that. Just spend 5 minutes. Now I can see that there's not really much in here. I haven't got any fresh flowers or plants in here at the moment because it has been roasting hot, and because of the huge windows here, it was like 45 degrees in here the other night. So I keep everything very simple in the summer, and there's not really anything to declutter here. This is just the hall where you can see all the pictures. But what I can spot just by standing here, this is where we keep our sunglasses for when we go outside, and caps. But I've got some batteries and light bulbs that need to go out for recycling, and also my DH and my DS18. They were out buying shoes yesterday. The boxes are still there. They need to move that. I'll just get rid of them. There's paper in there, the stuffing. Remember, if you buy anything, you get those boxes out of there. They've not got to be sitting there for the next 3 days. I'll probably keep the shoe boxes because I use those for organising stuff. I don't need fancy boxes if I'm storing stuff in cupboards. So I just use any boxes, and those actually look quite sturdy. But anyway, I've got a couple of things outside, so let's do that. Let me just grab my bags and let's go. Phew, what a relief to get outside. This is the part of the front entrance to our house. You may have seen it before, I can't remember. Hold on, let me just put a wee bit closer. And I don't know if you can see behind me, this is a little opening that they had when they first built the house, and it was where the milkman and the baker would come and deliver stuff. And this used to go right through to where our kitchen is. It's been blocked up for years. But I really like that the other families who have had this house before us kept it. It's like from 1933, and you can see the name of the original owners and the wee thing. And then they were just, isn't it great? Actually, my mum still gets her milk delivered in Edinburgh. She likes to support the milkman, and anyway, a dying breed. So let's go on. Oh, it's actually a few spots of rain. Yahoo! We haven't had rain for a couple of months, 3 months now. Anyway, I was looking at the lanterns outside our house, and as I said, we haven't had rain for a long time. It's been so incredibly hot, and these lanterns that we've had outside are looking pretty sorry for themselves. I normally keep them filled up with a wee bit of moss and, you know, some ribbons to make it look nice just as you go in the door. And here's something funny. It gets so hot, it's been so hot here, that I had these candles, and this is what happens to the candles. They completely melt. So I'm going to have to come up with something else, or just remove the lanterns over summer. But I had the idea, I thought, well, I can't use wax candles because they just melt in this heat. You know, it can get like 50 degrees inside here. And I thought, well, I'll put in one of my IKEA fake candles. Muggins thought this was going to be a great idea. I'll show you what happened. I put in one of the fake ones, you know, the LED ones, and I put it here, and guess what, when we came back from holiday, it still works. Can you see the light? It still works. I don't know if you can see that here. The light still works, but it's completely melted. So I'm thinking, should I take it back to IKEA and say, you know what, it didn't work. You know, I might actually take it into them just to show them for a laugh. It still works, but you can see what happened. It went completely flat as a pancake in the lantern. So anyway, today is the day. I'm going to do something about these lanterns in front of our front door, because they really don't look very swish at all, and see what else I can come up with. Maybe some plastic greenery that I've got, that I found when I was doing my basement declutter. I think I'll put that in there, but no candles, nothing that will melt. Anyway, I'm going to stop it here because we have some glorious rain. Please make it be a lot of rain. I don't know if you saw in the news, we have had so many forest fires in Scandinavia, and things have been dreadful, you know, for the farmers. So any kind of rain, we are just kind of grateful for now. I'm going to be out dancing in the rain. Anyway, hope you managed to declutter something today. And remember, if you're still on vacation or whatever, don't worry about detailed decluttering and cleaning. Keep going with those routines. The routines are going to pull you through whatever is going on, the heat, the holidays, you know, the good times and the bad times. Anyway, I'm going to stop it here because I need to get my laundry, my lol hung out. Well, I'll put it in the shed because it's raining now. Diane in Denmark saying, live long and prosper. May the Danish Hygge be with you, and I shall see you very soon. Okay, bye for now.